So San Clemente is known as the Spanish village by the sea. It is very cute. I do think it does have, quite a European flavor, a European flair to it. And it is a great place to live. Obviously the prices have kind of skyrocketed in the last year, more so than some of the other beach cities in Orange County. But there are pros and cons. Yeah,
like with anything.
Yeah, about living in San Clemente. And there's specifically one major con.
Yes, and you would never guess what it is by looking at a map.
Yeah.
So don't look there.
At least not until you've watched this entire video, because we're going to talk about that con at the end of this video. But we're going to just talk about the pros and cons of living in San Clemente, California.
So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Dezahd.
And I'm Courtney Dezahd, and we're with Keller Williams Realty right here in Orange County, California. And if you are interested in learning about everything there is to know about living in Orange County, don't forget to press on the subscribe button, and don't forget to press on the bell so that you're notified every time that we upload a new video, because we upload a new video every week.
Yes, and while we do love making these videos, we are licensed realtors in the state of California, so what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. Whether you're thinking about buying or selling a home, what you want to do is when you give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back. And just a little tip, what you want to do is reach out to Sean, because he is the expert here. He is the one that everyone goes to when they want any advice when it comes to real estate. So before we get started on the pros and cons, let's just give a little overview. What is San Clemente? So San Clemente is the southernmost city and also a beach city in Orange County, California.
Yeah, and you kind of get this nice, like this dichotomy here. So you have like the coastal part, but then on the other side of the freeway, you have the hills where you kind of have so it's kind of this interesting where you have kind of more older construction type properties, again, on the coastal side of the 5 freeway, and again, kind of some newer developments on the mountainside.
Yeah, I would say parts of San Clemente, though, on the mountainous side, they almost have like a South County flavor to them.
Very, yeah. They have a lot of master plan communities, some huge developments actually out there too.
Whereas, when you got the coastal part of it, it's definitely very beachy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You have the older beach homes, the beach cottages.
Yeah, your beach shacks. It's a little bit of a mix of everything. So you don't...
I say cottage because... Sean says beach shack because it is a beach shack.
Yes, yeah. I guess that's a way to dress it up, I suppose.
Yeah, if I were writing a description, I'd be like beach cottage.
Oh yes, exactly. It's a shack. But you have so what you have are some multi-million dollar properties right next to some cottages.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's a great little city. It has a very cute little downtown.
Very.
Yeah, so that's one pro I would say, is that its downtown is super cute.
Very cute.
The train is right there, and it has the Surfliner and the Metrolink. So if you wanted to, you could take the train just to the little downtown area and really enjoy it down there. It's very... The downtown itself is very walkable because it's very small.
Yeah, and what's nice is that because it's one of the few
spoiler alert,
our mass transit system in Orange County and for Southern California for that matter, pretty terrible in general.
Yeah, we
do have the Metrolink trains and as well as the Amtrak Surfliner, the Pacific Surfliner, and the Metrolink is one of the rare mass transit options that are out there, but not every city really links to it. But San Clemente actually has 2 stops, which is, again, just a feature. It's nothing to necessarily depend on, but it is there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say San Clemente is very popular in Orange County for a second home.
Yes.
Because they actually could take the train if they wanted to and kind of just have a little, vacation away from their home, which is 10 miles away.
Exactly. It feels like you're way farther away than what you are, because I think part of it is because on south of San Clemente, you have San Onofre and Camp Pendleton. So it's about again, a 30-minute swath, maybe probably about a 20-minute or so swath of basically no real development there. And so it feels like you're so far away from everything when you're in San Clemente, but you're really like you said, about 10 miles away.
Yeah. So let's talk about another pro, and that is the weather in San Clemente. And this is obviously the same for all of coastal Southern California. Let's talk about
the best in the world. Honestly, obviously Orange County, Southern California has the best, basically the best weather in the world. But if we're getting really nitpicky about it, this coastal part of Orange County is the best of the best, like the finest of the fine wines, the cristals of the stuff. And so basically you have just some amazing weather here. Again, it can't be beat in the world. I mean, I challenge anyone. I know they say, oh, the south of France is not beautiful. It is. But really, when you're in San Clemente or any of the coastal cities in Orange County, you're not gonna be like, oh gosh, I wish I was in the south of France instead of here. No, it's not gonna happen.
Because the weather here is the best.
It's perfect.
So let's talk about a little negative. And I wouldn't say it's little. And let's talk about the price of San Clemente. So in comparison to like Newport Beach and Laguna Beach, it's a bargain, right? But it's still, expensive. Yeah,
I mean, I would say that its median price point is about 50% higher than Orange County's general median price point. At the time of this recording, we're about 1.67 million median price point, which again, for a coastal Orange County city, especially when you're comparing it to like Laguna Beach or Newport Beach, is an absolute bargain. But it's, I would say it's kind of fairly close to Dana Point, which is another coastal city. And then actually it's a bit more expensive than Huntington Beach and Seal Beach, which are the other two coastal cities on the northern side of Orange County. But I was like, having said that, again, coastal cities are just going to cost more. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it just, if you want that Pacific Ocean, you want that beach lifestyle, you want that just the most perfect of perfect weather, it's just going to cost you more.
Yeah, because there's just too many people around the world that want that. So.
Well, there's a limited amount of supply and a heck of a lot of demand.
So let's go to a con. And I would say the shopping down there, while you obviously have, like your Targets and that, although they don't have a Costco, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a Costco, but
which is, a huge con.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't have if it doesn't have a Target,
Costco.
If it doesn't have a Costco, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they obviously have, Targets like everybody else. But it doesn't have like a big mall. It has the outlets.
Yeah, which is actually it's actually a good sized outlet. So there's the outlets in San Clemente, which are great, but it doesn't have a proper shopping center, like a proper mall. So you're going to have to go up probably about 15 minutes, give or take, maybe, probably 15, 20 minutes to Mission Viejo, to the shops at Mission Viejo. That's the closest one. And then just a little bit beyond that, you have the Irvine Spectrum. Those are your two main malls that are closest to San Clemente, but San Clemente itself doesn't have, again, a huge shopping. They have a bunch of strip malls. They actually have a decent amount of shopping otherwise, but an actual proper mall they don't have.
Yeah, and I would say the restaurants there can be hit and miss, because I feel like in lots of touristy spots, and this is, all around the world, sometimes because the restaurant doesn't have to be good, right? Because the tourists are just flowing in. It's right where it is, right where all the tourists are. So you can sort of have that in San Clemente, I would say. Some of the restaurants, you're like, ugh. This was not good at all. Like,
yeah, I would say there's probably better. Like, there's probably, definitely other cities have, I would say, better ultimate dining options. Yeah. Not to say that San Clemente doesn't have good some. Ones, yeah. It's just that they don't have the quantity. And I think that's just kind of what you're dealing with is any tourist destination. You can kind of, some of these restaurants just don't have to be that good. It reminds me when you're in New York City. Okay, she lived in New York City for about a year, and I was shocked that some of these restaurants were still open because they just depend on the fact that they were where all the people were. So people inevitably went into those restaurants, whether or not they were good. And again, that's just, not to totally make that comparison, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's obviously New York City has the best dining in the world, but then in between those great restaurants, you have
a lot of not so great.
But that's any touristy place, because they're just relying on, well, this person's never going to come back. So it doesn't even matter, right?
Sure.
And since we are talking about the restaurants, I mean, obviously a lot of them are downtown, and that's a major pro. I know we had already talked about this, but the San Clemente's downtown is super cute.
And it's very convenient, too. It's actually just really close to the 5 freeway.
Yeah, that is one really nice thing about San Clemente is that, here's another pro. I mean, it's easy. It's like right off the freeway. Whereas some beach cities, for example, say Laguna, you drive so long, down Laguna Canyon Road to get there, and it can just be a nightmare. Whereas San Clemente is just like, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Yeah, you're not going too many minutes west or east off of the 5 freeway to get to your destination, which is really nice because like as you were saying, Laguna Beach, even lots of Newport Beach, even parts of Huntington Beach, it's several miles to get to your destination, which again adds to your traffic commute. Yeah. And whereas in San Clemente, a lot of it's fairly close. It just kind of hugs along, just the 5 freeway runs right through it.
Yeah, for example, because Sean's sister lives in Huntington Beach, and I swear sometimes when we drive to her house, to get from the freeway to her house is like 30 minutes. So it adds...
That's not really even an exaggeration.
No, it's not. It'll take us like 45, 50 minutes to get to get to her house. So yeah, but San Clemente is just like right there.
Yes.
So another pro about San Clemente is that it's part of the Capo Unified School District, which is, it's the biggest school district in Orange County. And many of the schools in there are very highly ranked if you look at niche.com. San Clemente itself has, several very highly ranked schools. I'm pretty sure San Clemente High School is a highly ranked school. So yeah, and what's cool about the Capistrano Unified School District is that you can transfer pretty much anywhere you want. So a lot of people that live in San Clemente, they don't necessarily go to the schools in San Clemente, or a lot of them do. I mean, so you have that option. Yeah. So the good schools, according to the rankings, is one pro about living in San Clemente.
Yeah, and definitely you can reference niche.com. That's kind of what we use. It's not our anecdotal experience. Although having said that, I mean, we know people that have kids in Capistrano Unified School District, and they're very happy with it. But definitely check niche.com to make sure it makes sense for you.
Yeah, in San Clemente, they also have a Spanish immersion elementary school that is quite popular, Las Palmas Elementary School. So that's another just option that you have there. And then another pro of San Clemente is if you look at niche.com and you look at the crime and safety, it's definitely way better than the national average. So yeah, this is in our numbers. This is just, the national statistics. So yeah. Which
is impressive because coastal cities, because they get a lot of tourists can kind of can be rowdy at times. So it seems like a lot of these coastal cities kind of get a bad rap for crime and safety because there's property crime and just people being belligerent, drunk, or just being just obnoxious, right? Not that I know anyone that did that going to college or anything like that. But however, I will say that, given that San Clemente actually does have a pretty good, ranking on niche.com is impressive because again, inevitably you're going to have tourists doing dumb things, basically.
Getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Pretty much.
Another major pro of San Clemente is that it has great surfing. It's actually the home of USA Surfing. A lot of pro surfers live there. It's right next to Trestles, which is
not technically San Clemente.
It's not technically San Clemente, but it's one of the most famous surf spots in the entire world. We actually have done a San Clemente full vlog tour where we walked down Trestles.
Yeah, so the Trestles is super convenient to get to. Let's put that out there. It's
joking. It's not that bad if you're a surfer.
Yeah, exactly. You're used to this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, but obviously, for us to do a full vlog tour, that was a pain because we're walking and wearing pretty formal-ish attire. Yeah. And you're walking down the beach. It's just, again, it's actually really cool because it's a totally different feel. You don't think that near Orange County or right up against Orange County, this place feels out in the middle of nowhere. It's totally undeveloped and everything.
Yeah, and they've had, the World Surf League. They've had competitions there, so it's very famous. So surfers love San Clemente. So if you are a surfer, it's a great place to live.
Yeah, and then I guess piggybacking on that, since we're talking about surfing, probably talk about the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, on the coast. Of course.
Yeah, you got some amazing beaches in San Clemente.
Yeah, San Clemente has some amazing beaches.
Yeah, we have a pier. There's a pier here, and so yeah, it's San Clemente's got again, if you're looking for, and actually, it's really trippy when you're going to the pier. That's where it does feel like we're in Villefranche, in south of France, because you're coming down this hill, you're going to the the beach area where the pier is, and you just see how some of these restaurants and hotels and stuff. It has such a feel because we had our honeymoon in Villefranche, so which is again just next to Nice in South France, and so basically it just has such that Mediterranean vibe. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're kind of just attached to the rocks, basically.
Yeah,
it's restaurants.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's again really cool place to visit, and again it's a cool place to have a second home or primary residence.
So now you've made it to the end, and
yes, I know you've been dying to know what's that main con.
Yeah, what's the main con of living in San Clemente? And
you know, if you're looking at a map, like I kind of tricked you earlier, but if you're looking at the map, you'll notice that it is at the very southwestern corner of, like the southern corner, I should say, of Orange County, and basically it's just location.
Yeah.
It's just way, you know.
It's kind of in the middle of nowhere because basically it is a huge dead zone from
beyond it. Yes.
Beyond it. So obviously you have Orange County, and then there is, even though it's technically San Diego County
line, yeah.
Nobody lives there because there was San Onofre, which is a decommissioned nuclear power plant.
Decommissioned. Okay, just I know people ask about that. It's decommissioned.
Decommissioned, and then Camp Pendleton, which is a marine base.
Yes,
so
a big marine, big one too.
Yeah, it's a big marine base. So you have this big swath of just nothingness.
Yes.
So you're kind of in the middle of nowhere when you live in San Clemente, kind of, at least from if you're coming from the southern side. Yeah,
to get you to kind of like where you have now developments and where, you know, places to go, like say Oceanside's about 25 minutes away, Carlsbad's about 30 minutes away. So it's, on one hand, it's really cool because you can get to these other cities, you know, not too far away, whereas the rest of Orange County takes about an hour plus. So it's only about 25, 30 minutes away. But then again, everything else, like going north, again, you're just so far south that it does take a bit. Fortunately, going north, though, there is, I mean, it's all developed land there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have, again, Dana Point, San Juan Capistrano, Mission Viejo, and, you know, then Irvine and all that stuff, too.
I mean, if you're talking about a work commute, though, I mean, chances are you'll probably be working in Irvine. I mean, San Clemente does have its own little, you know, corporate parks and stuff. So it's not like there aren't companies that are based there. And then obviously, you know, Carlsbad has quite a big corporate park as well.
Sure.
So people that live in San Clemente, they might actually even be working in San Clemente or working out in Carlsbad. But when you're thinking about what are the major employment centers of Orange County, I mean, it's
a little bit of a drive.
It's a little bit of a drive to Irvine, to Newport, to Anaheim. So
yeah, so you just gotta be aware that, again, you're in this vacation spot that feels like you're a million miles away. You're not that, you know, you're really not that far away, but you are still, like, you know, a bit south for sure.
So that's it. That's our video.
And again, we are licensed realtors in the state of California. So while we do love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.